Hello and welcome to 101 Code. My name is Boaz Nashawi. If you like our videos, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you can get all the new updates. In this course, we're gonna talk about the basic of regular expression. First, we're gonna see the basic regex pattern. Then we're gonna discuss the regex quantifiers. Then we're gonna discuss the regex metacharacters. And once we have an understanding of the basic of regex, we're gonna start build some advanced regex patterns, for example, a pattern to validate email. And after we have fully understand how the regex works, we're gonna start to see how Java implement regex inside the programming language itself. And we're gonna see some example of implementing regex inside our Java projects for search and find, extract some numbers, for example, and for validation. So without any further ado, let's get started. Welcome to regex in Java. The route of this course will go through two things. First, we're going to focus on understanding what is regex, how regex patterns works, and how we can write them in order to search, find, and validate string. Then we're going to see a Java example of implementing regex in our project. So let's start with the regex definition. What is regex? Regex is a sequence of characters that specify a search pattern. Usually such patterns are used by string searching algorithm for find or find and replace operation on a string or for input validation. In simple speaking, regex is a super search engine to search in the string. If in normal search, as you can see here, we always search for a specific word or exact word and we find it in the search. With regex, we can define patterns to find multiple matches or to just search a big string and get all the matches pattern inside this string. In this example here, as you can see, we have 4 different phone numbers. We were able with regex to define a pattern of those phone numbers, and we were able to get all the 4 different phone numbers. So it's not an exact search, it's a pattern search. So as we said, it's better than normal string search because you can use the regex language in order to build a complex patterns. Also, regex can search for both the specific text as a normal search and for pattern in the text. Based on that, we have 2 main use scenario of regex. We use regex to search and find all strings matches the defined pattern. We use also regex as an input invalidator. If you have an email that entered by the user, you can validate the integrity of this email by using regex. So enough with the theory, let's start write our first regex pattern. Let's open a website called Regex 101. This website is a regular expression compiler. We're gonna use this website in order to eliminate any side coded in Java. So in order to focus only on learning the regex pattern and the regex language in first place. Make sure you are selecting Java 8 here. And here, as you can see, we have a dummy text. Let's just remove this one. We have a dummy text here as a test string. And here we can write our own regex pattern. I'm gonna zoom in. Now we have the regex pattern here, we have the test string, and anything you write here, you can find the explanation here, and if there is a match, you will find the match in here. Our first regex order that we're gonna write is the simple search, the simple word search. You can use regex to simple search like you search a normal string. For example, let's search for the word dollar here in the test string, and you can see that it finds 2 matches for the word dollar. You can use the vertical bar letter in order to say I want to search for the word dollar and for the word, for example, Amit. So now it will get you all the matches of the word dollar and for the word Amit. So the vertical bar is acting like OR. So here I'm saying search for the word dollar or for the word Amit. If we have, as I said also, another Amit here, another word Amit inside the string, it will get it also. The next pattern we're gonna write in the regex is the first pattern we're gonna use. So in the brackets in regex defining a sequence set, or we can say a character set. So if you open a bracket, for example, and you said that I want to search for all the letters between A dash Z, and we close the brackets, here we are telling regex we want to get all the letters from A to Z inside the string. And as you can see, it gets all the small letters. Regex is a case sensitive. Here we're not getting any capital letters because we only said that we need the range from A to Z of the small letters. If you want a capital letter, search for capital letter, you can use A capital dash Z. Here we are setting the range to get all the capital letters from A to Z. And as you can see, we get all the capital letters. And as I said, you can always read the explanation here, and you can always see the matches here in this website. Now, if you want to define a specific set of letters to be searched inside the string, we can say that, for example, we want to get all the B letter, let's get it small, or the B letter and all the C letters from the string. Here we're not putting dash, so if we didn't put dash, we're not setting range. We're not saying that we're gonna get the letter, for example, let's not use C, let's use Z. We're not saying that we're gonna use, we need to find the letters from B to Z. We say that we just want to find exact B and Z in the string. Now, as you can see here, it only gets the letter B and the letter B and the letter Z. And you can put whatever you want here also. You can say also I want the letter E. So the usage of dash is to set a range. Again, if we set A dash Z, we're telling here the pattern that it should be from A to Z. But without the dash, you're just setting a specific characters to be found. The next pattern is the number pattern. We can also use brackets to search for all the numbers inside the string. So if we open a brackets and we say that we are searching for numbers between 0 dash 9, that will get us all the numbers inside the string. And as you can see, we have 22 matches, all those numbers one by one. Now let's see the escape character. As you can see, we use the brackets here, and it's reserved inside the regular expression. But what if the string contain brackets and you want to search for it? You can do that by two ways, either by using the backslash and then insert the brackets, and here when you put the backslash, it's escape character. Now the brackets will be dealt with as a normal character, and you can like search, as you can see, for it, backslash as well, and now we get all of it. The other way is using backslash Q and then backslash E. In this, like, you open the quote here, and then with the backslash E you close the quote, end of the quote. But let's keep it simple with the backslash. What can we put inside this brackets? As you can see, we only put like one set of A to Z, but you can, inside the same brackets, put another set, like for example A dash Z. Now we're getting, from this bracket, we're getting all the small and capital letters. We can also put another set 0 to 9. Now we're getting all the numbers. We can also put any special character that we want. For example, I put the dash here, and now we're getting all the dashes inside the string. We have here underscore and dot. We also can put it here. So inside this, we can say dot and we can say underscore. And now we're almost getting everything. The at also, we can put it in here because it's not a special character. If you found like you wanna the brackets here, as we said, because it's a special character, you can also put it inside, but you're gonna use the backslash before. So now with the backslash, we're getting this, as you can see, as a result. So inside the brackets, we can discover that inside the brackets that we can use everything that we want. Now let's build our first useful pattern. Let's say that we want to search for all the zip code inside all the correct zip code inside the string. So let's think about it. the zip code is 4 numbers and 2 capital letters. So we can say that we are searching for first number between 0 to 9. That's the first one. Then it's 4 numbers. So we repeat this one 4 times. Now we're getting the 4 because we are writing the pattern in sequence, and you can see we're getting the 4 numbers as one match, and we still have 2 capital letters to get. So if we think about it, we can open brackets and say A dash Z. Now we get the first, and also the other one we open brackets A dash Z. And we close. Now, as you can see, we were able to get all the correct postcode from the string. Now, as you can see, this pattern is long, and it's like written in a, let's say, in a manual way. It's not professional, and it's also hard to read and to understand. There's for sure better ways to write this. And here we get to what we call in Regex a quantifiers. The quantifiers is a symbols and codes we use to help us like shorten the pattern and make more use of those pattern with the count, number, minimum, and maximum, and with the conditional statement. So we start first with the first one. As it's the same example here. We're searching for a zip code, but instead of repeating the numbers 4 times because we are searching for 4 numbers, we can open a curly brackets and we say that we are searching for 4 numbers. So now here we say that we are searching for numbers, and it has to be exact 4 numbers. Now, as you can see, we get the 4 numbers, and here also, because we are searching for 2 capital letters in the row, we can remove the second one and we can open a curly brackets when we say that we are searching for exact 2 letters. And now we get the same result as the long pattern. Now it's shortened, it's more readable, and it's more understandable. The next quantifier is a minimum quantifier. We can here say that we are searching for a number, but it has to be at least 2 numbers, and we put comma. Now this like is gonna search for at least, let's remove first this one. Now this pattern say that we are searching for numbers. It has to be at least 2 in a row up to unlimited. So as you can see, we get here the 3 numbers, we get here the 4 numbers. And if we, for example, have only 2 numbers in a row here, we get it also because the minimum is 2. But if we have 1 number in a row, we're not gonna get it. If we like increase the minimum to 3, now we're not getting the 2 numbers in a row and the 1 numbers in a row, only from 3 up to unlimited. The second one is the maximum. We can set a minimum, we can set a maximum after the comma. So we can say, for example, that we are searching for numbers between, it has to be at least 1 up to 3. So now, as you can see, we get the 1 result, we get the 2 result in a row, the 3 result. Here you can see that we get the 3 result, and this is 4 numbers, but we get the 3 in a different match from the other one. So this is the match 4, and this is the match 5. And you can like fix this with more advanced pattern, but it's not. It's gonna come in the next chapter inside this video. So now we get, as we said, minimum 1 and maximum 3, and we're getting it between 1 to 3. And if there's extra numbers, it's get in the different match in here. The next quantifiers is gonna be a shortcut for this minimum and maximum. We're gonna start with the first one, which is the asterisk. The asterisk is the same as you're saying I'm searching for some pattern, for example, here 0 numbers, between 0 up to unlimited. So when you use the asterisk, it's the same like you're using the minimum 0 and maximum unlimited. Let's remove the curly brackets here. Now, as you can see, because we are using the asterisk, we're getting all the numbers, even if it's 0. result, you get like the purple here because it's 0 result, but it's keep getting it because the curly brackets, the equal curly brackets is 0 up to unlimited. The next quantifier is the plus quantifier. The plus quantifier is acting like the curly brackets between result between 1 to unlimited. So when you use the plus sign, it's equal that you're saying we are searching for this pattern, the number in this example, between it has to be at least 1 up to unlimited. So let's remove the curly brackets here. Now, as you can see, we're getting only the numbers at least has 1 result. We're not getting any purple here because it's never from 0 again. So, as we said, plus meaning that we are searching between 1 up to unlimited. The next quantifier is the question mark. The question mark said that the result can be between 0 and 1. So only 0 and 1. So if we use the question mark, it's equal to result between 0 to 1. And as you can see, we get the purple again because we are using the 0 to 1. And here, if we remove the curly brackets and put the question mark, it's the same. Now we're getting 0 and 1. Here, as we said, if there's 2 numbers, you get it in a different match. So that is equal to that. You can see that there's a different 2 colors here because this is match number 367 and this is match number 368. And as we said, we can fix that and we can like isolate each one by using more advanced patterns. So now we understand the basic patterns. Let's combine some of those patterns in order to get some useful data. Let's say that we want to get all the emails inside this test string. And as you can see, we have here 3 emails. So let's write it. Let's think about it first. We are searching for any letters between A to Z, and maybe it has some capital also between A to Z. And we have also allowed underscore, we have allowed dot, and we have allowed the dash. Now we close the brackets, and as you can see now we start to getting some result. After this brackets, after this pattern, it has to come some numbers. We didn't put the numbers here. Also, we are searching inside from 0 to 9. Now we are getting almost all the numbers, as you can see. And if we think about it, after the email, it should have at. So in the at here, we can say that we are searching for, as we said, result between 1 to unlimited. So we're getting now all the result. And it has to come, after that, it has to come at. So here now we're getting at. Now, since we have understanding of the simple patterns and how the patterns work in regular expression, let's start to experiment and combine some patterns together in order to get some result. Let's say that we want to write a pattern that gets all the capital letters and all the numbers and all the dashes inside the string. So we can say open brackets, let's get all the capital letters A to Z, and after let's close the curly brackets. Now we're getting all the capital. We also, as we said, search for numbers, so we put inside the same brackets 0 dash 9. Now we're getting all the numbers and we need to get the dash. And since the dash is a special reserved character for the regex pattern, we're gonna use the escape letter, which is backslash. So backslash dash. Now, as you can see, we get all the capital letters plus the numbers plus the dashes in here. So this here we combine different patterns inside the same brackets. Now let's get to the meta characters. What is meta characters? Meta characters is reserved keywords or reserved letters in order to help us to build a good patterns inside a regular expression. So the first meta character is the backslash, which is the escape, and we already discussed that. The second meta character is the caret meta character, and when we use this symbol, we use it to assert. It's an assertion method or assertion meta character, and it's not gonna appear inside your result or your match. So the assertion has always the length of the 0, and we're gonna understand this more once we start. So the caret said that we are assert that any pattern we're gonna we're gonna write here, it should be at the start of the line. So as you can see, the purple here, always on the start of the line, and the start of the line is after the enter. You have always start of the line here, the new line. So for example, we're gonna now search for lorem. We said that we need to get only the lorem that at the start of the line. So if we have lorem here, it's not gonna appear because it's not at the start of the line. But if we have lorem here, which is at the start of the line, now we have it again as a result. So the caret means the start of the line. Now the next meta character is the $sign. The $sign indicates the opposite of the caret. So it's assert that the result must be at the end of the line. So here we're getting lorem because the lorem, it's on a line and it's at the end here. You see the enter symbol here, it's at the end. But we're not getting any result because it's at the start. So if we combine now the caret with the $, as you can see, we get only also the lorem here, because now we're saying that we need to find the word lorem, which is on the start of the line and also on the end of the line. And this is only the one that matches this pattern of search. And you can combine this with the normal brackets on normal pattern. And the good thing about the regex, you can always combine all the meta characters and the quantifiers and all the patterns between each other without any problems. So we can say that, for example, we want to search. You remember, if we want to search for capital letters, we put the brackets A to Z, and now we're getting all the capital letters. But if we put the caret symbol here, now we're getting only the capital letter at the start of the line. So we have L here and L here at the start of the line. So that's the same with the $sign. The next meta character is the dot meta character. So when you use the dot outside the brackets, it means that any character. So now we put dot, any character, whatever it is. If it's a at, it's a dash, it's a capital or a small. So here, as you can see, once we put dot, now we're getting all the matches here, because dot is a shortcut for match any character except for the line terminators, and the line terminators mean those here at the end of the line. How we can use this dot? For example, we have here, let's remove this first. We have here on the string the brackets, SS brackets. Let's use the backslash to escape the brackets. Now we're searching for the first brackets, and backslash, and we are searching for the second brackets. Now here there is SS here. We can simply put dot here, and after the dot, the plus, which indicate that the result must be at least 1 to unlimited. So here we're saying we are searching for brackets, open brackets and closed brackets inside the strings, and inside of it, maybe there's like letters, maybe there's numbers, maybe there's a dash, anything inside will be count as a result. The next meta character now is we're gonna discuss is \d, and this act as a shortcut for the 0-9 pattern. So 0-9 pattern is the numbers range pattern. You can shortcut this one with \d. So \d is the same as brackets 0 to 9. So that's digit with the small. Now, if we use the next meta character, which is which is D capital, now we're saying that we are searching for everything but not digits. So D is shortcut for digit. If we use a small d, we are searching only for digits. If we use the capital D, it's the opposite. We are searching for everything except the digits. The next meta character that we're gonna discuss is \s, and which mean we match any white space characters inside the string. Maybe it's a white space space here, maybe it's a new line, maybe it's a tab, and you can read always the explanation here. So this is small s. If we use capital S, also always in the meta character here, the capital is opposite of the small. So if you use capital S, we are searching for everything except white spaces or tabs or new lines, etc., etc. The next meta character we're gonna discuss is \w, which is mean word. And this one is equivalent to the pattern here that we are searching for any word, which A to Z has a range of A to Z small, A to Z capital, underscore, and 0 to 9. So this \w will get us all almost all the text here except the slash, except the new lines, etc. Now, as we said, if we use the capital W, it's gonna be the opposite. It's gonna get us everything except the words, except the letters in the brackets here, which is A to Z capital, 0 to 9, and underscore. Let's write now some more advanced pattern and experiment on more advanced concept of regular expression. Let's start with the conditional patterns. Let's say, for example, that we want to search for all the small letters inside the strings except the letter B. So as usual, we're gonna write the range A to Z. Now we're getting all the letters, but we don't want to get the letter B. So we can, inside the brackets, say that, as we said, the range from A to Z, and we use the to and, we open a new pattern here inside the first pattern, and we said the caret, and caret here inside the bracket act as except, and we put the letter B. Now, as you can see, we're getting all the letters except the letter B. Now, and for the irony, I can see B here. Here's a B. You see, we're not getting B now. So we're getting now all the letters from A to Z, but we're not getting B. And we can also use the ranges here. So maybe we said we don't want to get the letters B to G, for example. Now we're going to get all the letters from A to Z except the range from B to G. We're not going to get it as a result in here. The second conditional is the OR. So we can say that we want to get all the letters between, for example, A to C. We close it. Now we're getting all the letters between A to C, or all the letters. Now we didn't use the end. We just open a curly brackets inside the same first brackets. Or we want to get all the letters between X to the underscore Z. So now we're getting all the range of from A to C or from X to Z. And you can see here we have Z here, and we get it. We are getting it. So this is the OR. Now let's write some pattern, some advanced pattern to get, for example, let me like delete couple here in order to see all the result that we want. Let's write a pattern that can get us all the emails inside the string. So let's think about it. We have emails, we have numbers inside, we have letters, we have dot, we have underscore, and we have dash. And as a common, all emails has the at and has dot, for example, at the end. So if you want to think about it, it has, as we said, letters from A to Z, and maybe sometimes someone write like capital. Let's put this in capital here. So we have A to Z small, A to Z capital. There will be maybe also some numbers, and there's a dash. We use backslash because dash is a special character, and the underscore. What else? And we use also backslash dot. and we close it. And as you can see now, we are getting almost everything, but we need to get only the emails. So now after this, we're gonna try to find the at. So now we're saying after this, it should be at. But first we're gonna put the plus, and which mean we are searching for this pattern. It has to be at least 1 to unlimited result. And after that, we should find the at. Now, as you can see, we start to getting a good result. And after that, the domain, maybe Gmail, Hotmail, or whatever, maybe it has, for example, A to Z also, and A capital dash Z also, and maybe has some numbers. And the domain sometimes has dashes also. That's it. Now we're saying we're getting all this, and we also put the plus sign in order to say that it must be at least 1 to unlimited result. And after that, we're getting to the .com or .net or whatever. Let's put this one .net for experimental reason. And now we're saying after this, it has to be a dot. And now we're gonna use the dot here, but with the backslash, because as we said, dot is acting as a special character, acting as any character. But now we're not searching for any character. We are searching for a specific dot. So now we're putting dot. And after the dot, it's gonna be the domain com or net or .org, for example. So it has to be A to Z small. Now, and if we want, we can set a range. So maybe the .com or .net, the 3 letters, but let's say there's between 3 to 5. So we can say 3 to 5 maximum. Now we are getting all the emails inside the string. Let's try now to get, for example, the phone numbers inside the string. So let's think about it. The phone numbers format here is the 3 numbers followed by a dash, and 3 numbers followed by a dash, and finally 4 numbers. So how are we gonna write this pattern? It's gonna be 0-9. And as we say, it's gonna be 3 letters, exact 3 numbers sorry. So exact 3 numbers should be followed by backslash dash. Then there will be another 3 letters, 0-9, exact 3 also. And after that, they're gonna be also a dash, so backslash dash. And after that, it's gonna be exact 4 numbers. So 0-9 and curly brackets 4. Now we're getting all the phone numbers in here. And this is the regex language, let's call it language in general. And as I said, it's an advanced topic, the regex. We only scratch, I'm not gonna say we only scratch the surface. Let's say that we cover almost 50%, but I also encourage you to read about it. There's some resource, I'm gonna put some resource in the description. You should spend some time reading all there's a lot of patterns. There's a lot of, for example, assertion. We didn't get to the assertion methods here because it's kinda more advanced, and I don't want you to be overwhelmed from the start. So once you master those first 50% inside this course, I encourage you to read more on the documentation. Oracle website has a good documentation for the regular expression. So now we understand it. Let's start to build our Java project and implement regex in Java project. Let's first discuss what is the implementation of regex and how Java implement the regex inside the programming language itself. So in Java, we have first a pattern class. The pattern class is the compiled representation of a regular expression inside Java. Inside this pattern class, we're gonna have the method, first the compile, which will take a regex string and return an instance of a pattern. We have the matcher method, which will take char sequence input to create the matcher to match the given input. we have the matches method, which take the regex string and combine the compile and matcher method. And the second class, it's the matcher class. In this class, perform match operation on the character sequence. It has the first method, which is matches. This return true if the matches is found. We're gonna use this a lot. We also have find with the ability to set the start to find the next expression that match the sequence. We have the group method, which return the result, the match result itself. We have the start to return the starting index of the match, and we have the end to return the end of the match. We have also the group count to return the total number of match sequence. So to understand this, let's get to the Java example. In our first example, we have the validator example. We're gonna define pattern, as we said, and we're gonna compile the regex pattern. This is our pattern, like we wrote on the website. So we compile our pattern, and after that we use the matcher class to start matching with the input. So here in the validator, we're gonna validate if this number, phone number, is a correct format of phone number, which should be 3 letters, 3 numbers, followed by dash, 3 numbers, followed by dash, and 4 numbers. Here we're gonna use the Boolean matches, which will return true if the validation succeeds and if the input is correct, and will return false if the validation failed. So let's try it. Let's run. And you can see we get true because the number is correct. Let's miss it and put another number here. And we try to run again. And we're gonna get false because the validation failed here. This is the first example. It's so simple to implement regex inside Java. The second example, let's comment first this. The second example is the finder example. In this example, we're gonna write a pattern to find, for example, all the small letters inside the input or inside the test string, like the website. And after that, we're gonna have a while here. As you can see, to describe it, we are using the pattern class, and we compile our pattern of regex. And after that, we're gonna use the matcher class to match the input with the defined pattern. After that, we have the find method, which we discussed. And this, it's gonna be true as long as there is also a result. So it's like iteration of the regex of the pattern and matcher class inside Java. So as long as we're having result, we're gonna print those result, which is by the method .group, which print the result. So let's run this. As you can see now, we're getting, because we are searching for all the small letters, and it should be at least 1 to unlimited. So we get his, because he is here. This is the first, followed by space. So now we interrupt the match. After that, we got each is, and after that we get ext. Now, as we did on the website, let's try, for example, search for all the numbers. So we say we're gonna have numbers between 0 to 9, and it has to be at least 1 up to unlimited. Now, if we get it, you should know what we're gonna get as a result. If we run it, we're gonna get 8776 because we put the plus sign. Let's remove the plus sign now. We're gonna get 4 different match result. You see 8776. This is the second example as a finder. Let's comment this one and get to the third example. And the third example is the replacer example. And here we're gonna search for something, and once we find this something, we're gonna replace it and provide the new changed text. So for example, here we have phone numbers. We wanna find the phone numbers, and after we find the phone numbers, we wanna replace all the numbers after the first 3 numbers with X's. So we wanna hide, basically we wanna hide the numbers of the users here. So we write the regex pattern of that we're gonna search for first 3 letters, and we put it in a group here with the brackets. And we said after we found the next group, which is those 3 letters, and this is 4 letters, we need to replace it. We use here now, we're not using the pattern or the matcher. We're gonna use the normal replace all in Java because it supports regular expression operation. So we defined the pattern here, and after we define the pattern, we say we define the replacement. So because we put the first 3 letters here in a group, and that group gonna be the group 1, and the second group is gonna be the group 2. So now we are replacing the group 1. We put the group 1, so the first 3 numbers will appear. After that dash, after that XXX. So we're not using the next group, we're just using those the first group. And now if you watch the result, the original string has those numbers, and the replaced string now has the numbers with the XXXX. So this is how you use regex inside Java. That's it for this video. In next videos, we're gonna talk more about Java. Until then,